starting in your comfortably seated position. And maybe just make yourself as comfy as you can in your seated position. So I always move around a lot until I find a space where I feel really happy. And then placing your hands in a place that feels comfortable. Palms can be up or down, together or apart. And then just closing your eyes and taking some really dramatic inhales and exhales with a lot of sound. So, you're on your own, make it as dramatic as you want. No one can hear you, apart from me. No, I can't hear you, I can hear myself. So, inhale and exhale. And then really as dramatic as you want. And inhaling, exhaling in your own time, carrying on. And just continuing as many times as you need to until you feel like you can just breathe again normally at your own pace. And then breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And then I'm going to introduce you, unless you already know it, to what's known as the Ujjayi breath in our yoga practice. So this is a very slight closing of the back of your throat as you inhale and as you exhale, which allows you to control your breath and build some heat in your body. And sounds a bit like you're pretending to be Darth Vader as you're breathing. So hopefully you can hear it. It sounds a bit like this. So if it's not working for you, don't worry, but just having a go. So it's a slight closing of the back of your throat, not too much, otherwise it's really hard for the air to pass through. You're making a loud sound in your nose and in your mouth and in your throat as you're breathing in and out. And you should start to feel that it's kind of more effort to breathe in and out, but you're starting to build a little bit of heat in your body. And have one more round of breathing to try it out. And then as you exhale, letting go and just coming back to your normal breathing. Keeping your eyes closed if you feel comfortable. You might feel slightly lightheaded. And just letting go for a moment. And then bringing your awareness into your belly. You can also place your hands on your belly to help you kind of guide your breath. And now we're going to try breathing into the belly first. Into the belly, so the belly expands, and then the bottom of the rib cage, and then up through the rib cage into the chest. And then as you exhale, you're pushing from the top of your chest and then squeezing in the bottom of the rib cage and then bringing the belly button in towards the spine. So it's a very long breathing. Inhale, belly out, into the bottom of the ribs, all the way up into the top of the chest. And then exhale from the top of the chest down into the bottom of the ribs and then belly button. And then just continuing this in your own breath for a few rounds of breathing. Really leading with your belly. And then making it your last exhale. and coming back into your normal breath. And again, just letting go, keeping your eyes closed if you feel comfortable. And then before we go into our standing sequence, just bringing your awareness into your legs on the floor, your hands on your legs, basically your weight of your whole body onto the ground. So just bring your awareness to that connection between your body and the floor, or the earth, or wherever you're sitting. And really focusing on the connection between your body and what you're resting on. And if you want to, this is your moment to set your intention for our session, or just to allow yourself that space, no matter how busy your day is, to give yourself an hour, or now a little bit less than an hour, of self-care and time to look after your body and your mind. And then when you're ready, slowly opening the eyes, we're going to come into a little bit more movement. And today we're going to focus a lot on twists and rolls. So I hope you haven't eaten too much in the last few hours, because otherwise it's going to be a bit uncomfortable. So coming onto your hands and knees. So I'm going to come onto the mat. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And like we've done before, just moving with the breath. You can move in whichever way you want to. So you can do the classic cat-cow, or moving with your own breath, whichever way feels good for your body. So you can follow the classic cat-cow as you inhale and exhale, pulling your belly button in towards your spine, or you can follow your own breath and your own movement. Up to you. Or you can really exaggerate the cat-cow and move it. And then one more round of breathing. And as you exhale, coming back into your neutral spine. And then bring the heels to the hips to the heels. Bring the hands out, stretching your spine, bring your forehead down to the ground, and then releasing and relaxing your shoulders into the ground. And again, nice deep breaths, focusing on the relaxation as you exhale. And then as you inhale, coming up onto your hands and knees, then tucking your toes under. And as you exhale again, pushing your hips up towards the ceiling, starting to bring the heels down towards the ground and stretching into your first down dog. Feeling the stretch in the back of your legs. Taking it nice and slowly, nice deep breaths. Stretching your fingers out. Pushing the hips up. Breathing. And then looking towards the hands. And as you inhale, stepping the feet towards the hands. Bending the knees. Inhale, lengthening forward. Exhale, folding down, keeping your knees bent. And then inhale, nice and slowly. From the base of your feet, rolling all the way up with your spine. Chin and head come up last. Keeping the knees a little bent. Rolling all the way up. And then exhale, the shoulders down. And then inhale, bring the arms up, reaching up towards the ceiling or the sky. And exhale, bending the knees, coming all the way back down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring the hands forward. Legs come back. Inhaling to plank. And then nice and slowly coming down with plank, so you can bring your knees down first, and then this time we're going to bring the torso down. Forearms come forward, inhaling, lengthening up, and exhale, bring your hands underneath your shoulders, inhale onto the knees, and then as you exhale, pushing up into your downward dog. Nice deep breaths. So we're going a little bit more slowly today, a little bit more intentionally, more focus on the breathing. But still very straight and strong. And again, moving in your down dog, maybe bringing one heel and then the other heel towards the floor. And then inhale, looking towards the hand, taking steps, or if you want, jumping your feet towards your hands. Whichever way you get there. Once you're there, inhaling, lengthening forward, exhale, folding down. And then inhale, bring the hands together, bend the knees, and inhale, bring the hands all the way up. And exhale, drop your shoulders down. And inhale, bring the arms back up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hands come forward. Exhale, legs come back. Inhaling to plank, and then drop your knees down, coming forward with your torso, all the way down as you exhale. Inhale, bring the forearms forward, and exhale. And then as you inhale, coming up, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, coming onto your knees. And then as you exhale, pushing up into your downward dog. Nice deep breath. Really strong in the arms and the legs. And giving your spine and your back a little bit of a break because you're allowing yourself to stretch out here. And then inhale, looking towards the hands. Bring your right leg forward. So it's the first time that we've done this. So you can give yourself a little bit of momentum, or as far as you can, bring your right leg forward towards your hands. You might need to wiggle your foot forward a little bit as you do that. I'm going to do it on the other side so you can see better. So you're bringing your leg in towards your hands. Okay, fine. We're going to go back to the right foot. So your right foot is forward, and you've got a nice deep lunge in your legs. So again, you want to make sure that your knee stays 90 degrees, never further forward than your ankle. And we'll just stay here for a second because it's a really deep stretch in your legs. So looking forward and take a couple of breaths here. And then when you're ready, inhale and contracting your abdominals, coming up and bring your leg back. And then inhale, bring the left foot forward and bring it as far forward as you can, wiggle your toes forward. And then again, coming into this lunge, making sure that your knee doesn't come past your ankle. And stay here for a couple of breaths. Nice deep breath. And then as you inhale, contracting your abdominals, come up and bring your leg back. Inhale to plank. Bring your knees down, torso comes down, legs come down. Inhale, bring your forearms forward, and inhale, coming up. And if you feel comfortable, you can start to push off your hands a little bit as you look up towards the ceiling, but if it's not comfortable, just stay on your forearms. And exhale, coming down, hands come under. Inhale onto your knees, and exhale, pressing up into your downward dog. Nice deep breaths. And then we're going to do one more of these funny transitions. So bring your right leg up and then bend your knee, bring it forward between your hands. And then this time we're going to open the left foot out and come up onto the knee. This is another way to get into sort of a warrior pose. And again, so Right foot pointing forward, arms come out, and looking down your right arm. Nice deep lunge, not too deep onto your knee if it's uncomfortable. A nice deep breaths. So a really strong position, warrior pose. And then inhale, coming up, change the feet round. So bring the right foot in, left foot goes out, bend the knee. Make sure that it stays at a right angle. So maybe bring your right leg back. And then bring the arms out, looking down your left hand, nice and strong. Nice deep breaths. Looking fierce. And then inhale, coming back into the middle. And then stepping or jumping into the middle and have a little shake. We're doing some very straight, very angular things. Okay, have a little shake. And then when you're ready, taking a step or jump down your mat again. Nice big jump. And we're doing it a little bit reverse this time, I suppose. So turning your right foot out again, left foot comes in slightly. Keeping your hips square, and we're going to go into our Trikonasana or triangle pose. So reaching out to the right, coming down, and then twisting from the hip up through the spine, shoulders, neck and head, and either looking straight ahead in front of you, or if you're comfortable, looking up towards the ceiling or your hand. Nice deep breaths, keeping your belly button tucked in towards your spine. Breathing deeply. Maybe smiling. And one more deep breath here. And then as you exhale, looking down towards your toes, inhale. Bending the knee coming up. And then turn the feet. So left foot comes out, right foot comes in. Squaring the hips. Bring your arms out, reach over to the left. And then come down. And twist from the hip up through the spine. Shoulders, neck and head. And then again, looking forward. Or if you're comfortable, looking up. Nice deep breaths. And one more deep breath. And then as you exhale, looking down, inhale, coming back up. And as you exhale, coming back towards the front or the top of your mat, have a little shake. And then inhale, bring your feet together. Bring the arms up. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, lengthening forward. Exhale, folding all the way down. Keeping your knees bent. Inhale, hands come forward. Exhale, legs come back. Inhale into plank. And then bring the knees down. Then the torso down. Bring your legs out. Inhale the forearms forward. Take a moment to get into the right position and inhale, opening the chest up. And exhale, bring the hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale onto the knees. And then as you exhale, pressing up into your downward dog. And again, stretching the shoulder blades away from one another so you get as much space in your spine as possible, around your spine even. Nice deep breath. And then inhale, coming onto your knees and coming into seated position. So either crossing your shins and coming back, or just rolling into your own seated position. We're gonna start our twisting, in a nice, simple, easy way. So bring your legs out straight and bring your right knee up and over your left leg. And then take hold of your left leg with your left arm. I'm going to twist so that you can see. Taking hold of your left leg with your left arm. And then bring your right arm in front of you, behind you, in front of you, behind you. And then twisting from the bottom of your spine, very gently upwards. So most of the twist is coming from the bottom. Everything that comes from the top is like a kind of pivoting effect. So as you inhale, you're lengthening upwards, and as you exhale, you're turning around towards your right a little bit more. And if you want to take it really far, then you can also twist with your eyes and look as far to the right as you can. Nice deep breaths. And then inhale, coming back into the middle and changing legs. So bring your right leg forward, left leg comes up, bring it over your right leg. I'm going to twist again so that you can see. And then bring your right arm over your right leg, left arm comes up, over and behind you, and again twisting. So same thing on the other side. So remembering that you're twisting from the base of your spine all the way around. So try not to kind of yank yourself around. And then twisting with your neck and head, and then with your eyes. Try to keep your breathing deep, even though you're all pretzeled up and twisted. Nice deep breath. And then inhale, coming forward, straightening out your legs. And we're going to do a quick vinyasa so that we don't get cold. So pressing the shins, bring the shins into your chest. Bring your hands down by your hips and inhale, lifting up your hips. Then if you feel comfortable, you can rock over your legs. Mine doesn't really let me do that anymore, so I'm going to come around. And coming into plank. As you inhale, exhale, bring the knees down, coming all the way down. Inhale, bring the hands forward. Inhale, reaching up. And then exhale, coming down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale. And exhale down into down dog. Nice deep breath. And then inhale, looking forward. Bring the legs forward so you can step and then roll, or you can bring your feet forward and then rolling back. There's many different ways to get there. So from here, coming down onto your spine. So I said twists and rolls. So we're going to do a little bit of both, even just here. So bringing your knees into your chest, hugging your knees into your chest. And first of all, just very gently rocking from side to side, just massaging your back a little bit. Letting your heart rate slow down slightly. And then bring the arms out, so hands shoulder height. And then dropping your knees over to your right and looking over to your left. You can also bring your right hand on top of your right legs, but mostly you're just getting into position and then just allowing yourself to be passive. So letting both of your shoulders melt back down into the ground. And close your eyes if that makes it even more comfortable and luxurious for you. Nice deep breaths. And then inhale, bring the legs up. And bring your gaze back to the middle. And then exhale, dropping the legs over to the left. And then turning your neck and head over to the right. Again, getting into position and then just allowing gravity to do the rest for you. And then inhale, bring the legs and bring your head back to the center. And then inhale, straightening out the legs. And then exhale, dropping your legs over to the right. You can use your arms as a help to guide your legs down. And then bring your gaze over to the left. So same thing as before, but with your legs out straight, making sure you have enough space. Getting into position and then just allowing yourself to melt down. And then inhaling. You can come up with your legs straight, although it's quite a lot on your abs, or you can bend your knees and bring them up, whichever way you choose, coming back into the center with your legs and your gaze. And then exhale, dropping your legs over to the left and then looking over to the right. And same thing, nice deep breaths. And then inhale, slowly bring your legs back up. Bring your head back to the center. And then bring your right leg over your left leg. So as if you're crossing your legs, as if you're sitting. And then this time dropping your legs over to the left. So right leg on top of the left leg, and you bring your legs down to the left. And again, you're twisting your gaze and your neck over to the right. Same thing, nice deep breath. And then inhale, slowly bring your legs back up, crossing the leg the other way around. And then dropping your legs over to the right and looking over to the left. This is usually where you find out how hungry you are or how much food you still have in your belly. That's a tummy rumbling going on over here. And then inhale, bring your legs back to the center. I lost count of what we've done. Oh yes. And then keeping your legs where they are and dropping them over to the left. So you're keeping your legs in the same position, but dropping them over to the other side. And then gently twisting your upper body and your neck and head over to your right. This is kind of a bit of an anti-posture to what we've just done. And it might feel a bit strange. And then inhale, coming back into the middle. And then untwisting your legs, twisting them over to the other side. And then this time dropping them over to the right. And bring your gaze over to the left. Nice deep breathing as much as you can. And then inhale, slowly bring the legs back. And uncrossing your legs, having a little shake in your legs and bring them back down to the ground. A lot of twisting in one go, so you might want to be very slow and gentle with what happens next. So slowly bring your knees into your chest and having a little gentle rock, maybe first stepping side to side. Twisting can be a very uncomfortable thing to be doing, but it's very, very good for you because it allows blood flow to go to places it doesn't normally reach because we don't tend to live our lives in this kind of traversing motion. It's generally more straight up and down and side to side. So it's good to break free of that once in a while. And then crossing your shins and taking hold of your feet. And very gently, we're going to roll a little bit from along our spine. And the main thing here is just to keep your spine as rounded as you can because it will make it much more comfortable. So as you inhale, rolling back, and exhale, rolling forward, you can go into some very long rolls, going nearly all the way back and then nearly all the way forward or all the way forward. So just doing this a few times, just bringing that motion into your spine, keeping yourself nice and rounded, coming as far forward as you can. Try and do it slowly, moving with your breath as much as possible. And then coming back down onto your spine. And then this time, taking hold of the outside of your feet into what we've done before called happy baby pose. So you're bringing your knees out to the sides of your body and you've got your hands on the outsides of your feet. And you're very gently, just with gravity and the very slight help of your hands, bringing your knees down towards the ground beside you, very slowly, very gently. And you can, again, if you like, rock gently from side to side. So you're bringing with your hands one foot down towards the floor and then slowly the other foot down towards the floor. So you've got this kind of happy, gentle rocking motion from side to side. Moving with the breath. It doesn't have to be a huge movement, it can be a little movement, or it can be a very big movement, whatever feels good for you. Okay, and then slowly bring the soles of your feet back down to the ground, and we can come into our closing sequence. So first of all, very slight back bend as we go upwards. So we've been doing lots of rolling inwards. This is the counter posture to all the inwards folding. So bringing the soles of your feet down to the floor and then your hands either beside your hips or interlocked underneath you or taking hold of your ankles, whatever you prefer. As you inhale, bringing the hips up towards the ceiling, keeping your knees parallel. The weight is on your shoulders, on the back of your head, and a little bit on your forearms. Nice deep breaths as you push your hips up towards the ceiling. We're only going to do this once, so give it your all this one time. Nice deep breath. And slowly exhaling, bring the spine slowly all the way back down. And then inhale, bring the knees up again. And so as always, the same two variations of candlestick pose or shoulder stand or Shavasana. So either you bring your feet up towards the ceiling, and if you want to stay here comfortably, you can pop a pillow underneath you. Stay here for 8 to 10 of your own deep breaths, or bring your feet up and over your head. Bring your hands onto your back, and then inhale, and pushing your hips and your feet up towards the ceiling. Always looking upwards, never to the side. And again, 8 to 10 of your own deep breaths, either here or in the original first version of the posture. 10 of your own deep breaths before you're coming back down. And then when you've finished your 8 to 10 deep breaths, bring your feet up and over your head with the knees near or on your forehead. Or if you were just in the first candlestick posture, just bring your knees into your chest, wherever you were, and then staying here for about 4 of your own deep breaths. So stretching out your middle and higher spine, keeping the breath long, but not too forced. And then slowly using your hands, coming all the way back down with your spine, and then with your legs, either legs straight or bent knees, if it's a little bit kinder on your lower back, coming all the way back down. And then coming into our fish pose or Matsyasana, so coming up onto the arms and onto the top of the head and puffing your chest up. Or if you want a much more comfortable experience, you can pop a cushion underneath your back, underneath your shoulder blades, and it does the same thing. You're puffing your chest up and opening the chest. So again, a few deep breaths, about 3 deep breaths, and then when you're ready, you can bring your chin into your chest, very slowly coming back down. All the way to lying down in your Shavasana. So if you hadn't put the cushion behind your back to do your fish pose, I invite you now to find your cushion and bring it underneath your shoulder blades. Because even though we're only there for a little while, we've been doing lots of forward bending. So finding a nice position where the cushion is somewhere between your shoulder blades and the bottom of your spine. Obviously, everybody's cushions are going to be different, and the length of your spine and back will be different. So finding a place where you feel comfortable. And getting a blanket or socks or whatever you need. We're going to have a optional back opening Shavasana, either completely or just in half of the allotted time, if you will. So starting off in this position, if it's feeling good for your back, you can also have your feet on the ground or your legs out, whatever feels better for you. And bringing your hands and arms out to the sides and your feet out to the sides, relaxing your shoulders down. And also finding a place where your neck and throat feel open. So you might, if you've got the cushion underneath you, you might want to tip your head back slightly so that the airflow is a little bit easier. And then once you've gotten yourself nice and comfortable, trust that if you want to try this for a while, I'm going to guide you through it for about half the length of our Shavasana. And if you're comfortable and happy without the cushion, that's also fine. So closing your eyes. And just allowing yourself to melt into the ground. So letting go of any particular way in which you're breathing. Letting go of the breath, letting go of the practice for now. And allowing yourself to relax from the top of your head all the way down to the soles of your feet. So relaxing the top of your head, your forehead, your eyes, your ears, and even your nose. Releasing any tension in your cheeks, your mouth, your tongue, and your jaw. And maybe allowing your mouth to be slightly open, especially if you're in a little bit of a back bend with the cushion behind you. Releasing any tension in your shoulders, down your arms, in your elbows, your wrists, and your fingers. Releasing any tension in the top of your chest and down your spine, particularly feeling the contact between your spine and the cushion or the floor. And releasing any tension in your abdomen. Relaxing the hips and thighs. Relaxing the buttocks and down the legs, down the back of the legs, the back and the front of your knees. Releasing any tension in your shins and calves. And finally in your ankles and your toes. And just allowing yourself to melt into the floor. Melting into the cushion, into the floor, into all the points of contact that support your body. And with each exhale, releasing down. And for the next 5 minutes, there's nowhere to go, nothing to do. So if you're comfortable as you are, stay as you are. If you do have a cushion behind you and you wish to take it away, now is your moment. And again, just scanning your body from the top of your head all the way down to the soles of your feet. Allowing yourself to melt into the ground. Allowing yourself to let go of any thoughts, worries, ideas, to-do lists, just for the next few minutes. There's nothing to do. Nobody needs you. And just allowing yourself to simply be. And very slowly bring your awareness back to your breathing. Becoming aware of your breath. Noticing how you're breathing. And then starting to take some more deliberate inhales and exhales and filling your whole body. Imagining that your breath as you inhale is going to the tips of your toes and to the tips of your fingers. And then keeping your eyes closed, becoming aware of the outline of your body on the floor. And the weight of your body on the floor. And the floor supporting your body. And then beginning to bring a little bit of movement back to your toes and to your fingers. Into your wrists, into your ankles. And when you're ready, bring your feet together and then your hands together up and over your head and having a big morning stretch, all the while keeping your eyes closed. Breathing into the length of your body. bringing your knees into your chest and gently hugging your knees into your chest. And maybe just gently rocking from side to side, massaging your lower back again. And when you're ready, gently rocking over to your right side, keeping your eyes closed and using your arm or your hand as a pillow, just allowing yourself again to melt into the ground. And then slowly coming very slowly up into a comfortably seated position, again with your eyes closed, and growing into the space above your head, releasing your shoulders down. And just taking a moment to revisit any intention that you set at the start of the session, or just to thank yourself for having taken an hour out of your day. And when you're ready, slowly opening the eyes, becoming aware again of where you are and who you are. Thank you very much, everybody.